a co-founder of Opaque Systems, and I'm also currently an assistant professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon University. In terms of my background, I've always been interested in solving interesting and challenging problems via new and innovative solutions, which is why after my undergrad at MIT, I went on to pursue my PhD at UC Berkeley. And during my PhD, I worked on building systems that keep users' data private, but also allow users to still get a lot of value out of their data by running important analytics and also machine learning workloads. And today, I'm still super passionate about doing research and building practical systems in the broad area of privacy-preserving computation, secure machine learning, and generally solving problems via co-design of computer systems and cryptography. And in terms of my Opaque founding story, so during my PhD at UC Berkeley, I worked with my then advisors, Raluca and Jan, on building systems that enable privacy-preserving outsourced computation and collaborative computation, as well among multiple mutually distrusting organizations. And one of the first projects that I worked on was actually a project called Opaque SQL. So this is a private SQL analytics system that can be securely outsourced to the cloud. And since I was also a student at UC Berkeley in the RISE lab, one of the important focus of the lab was to not only work on great research, but also to build open source systems that people can use in the real world. So then Opaque SQL was open source, and subsequent projects from me and other PhD students were also open source, and they were actually part of a larger open source effort called MC Squared. And from that, we actually received a lot of attention from various companies. So they were not only interested in the open source, right, themselves, trying out the open source, but also deploying the open source in production. They wanted us to add new features and also long-term support for the systems that were open sourced. And at some point, Rishabh and I, back then we were still PhD students, we were discussing that, hey, we are getting a lot of attention, and this could really be grown into a company. And as it turned out, Raluca and Jan were also thinking of the same thing. And so given the industry interest, it was kind of no-brainer to build this from an open source research prototype into something bigger that many more people can use. And that was the start of Opaque Systems.